Welcome to part 5 of Eat Smart for Your Heart. Today we'll go over heart-healthy shopping tips, talk about meal planning, as well as how to make an organized shopping list so you can get healthy meals on the table week after week. When you think about a healthy eating pattern, the meal plan or the menu plan is the most crucial part of executing these intentions. We want to include at least 3 meals per day. Snacks are optional, but often work better when they are planned. We want to include plenty of vegetables and or fruit with each meal and capitalize on those nutrient-dense foods, especially for our snacks. We want to also consider time-saving strategies so that whatever we plan feels doable and that we're confident in executing it within the constraints of what else is going on in our lives. A meal plan can be very organized or it can be a bit more relaxed. Some people use a cycle menu where they repeat the same weeks time and time again. Other people use meal components where they might select a protein, a healthy starch, some vegetables, and kind of mix and match how they use those foods. Some people like to focus on theme nights to give them a little bit more creativity and have a little bit of fun with their meal plan. An organized grocery list is key, no matter what your meal plan strategy is. If you walk into the grocery store and don't know what you need to buy, you typically don't have the most effective grocery shopping trip. So carve out time each week to plan your meals, batch cook, wash, clean, or cut foods, and prepare some parts of the meals ahead of time. As a review, we want to grocery plan for a balanced plate. When you look at your grocery list, are things lining up to execute these types of meals? Do you have enough produce on your list? Do you have those high fiber carbohydrates, quick grab and go snacks, quality proteins, and a bit of healthy fats? It doesn't always have to line up exactly like this, but it's important to stay aware of the type of meal and this balanced plate that we're trying to go for so that the foods we're buying and keeping on hand can align with our goals. When we consider this balanced plate, it's helpful to use this heart-healthy meal template. We've discussed a few times making 1/4 of your plate quality high-fiber carbohydrates, 1/4 lean protein, half non-starchy vegetables, topped with a bit of healthy fat. So let's review what can belong in each of these categories and how you can get creative on, planning these balanced plates to fit the tastes and preferences that you have. So quality carbs are going to include those potatoes and sweet potatoes, your starchy squash like acorn and butternut squash, corn, peas, whole and ancient grains, as well as whole grain products, beans, legumes and pulses, plain milk and yogurt, and all of our fruits. Those lean proteins can include poultry, lean beef, pork tenderloin, eggs and egg whites, seafood and fish, edamame, tofu, and tempeh, which are our whole soy food products, seitan, which is a form of fermented wheat that can be a nice plant-based meat replacement, and our beans also have a healthy dose of protein in them as well. Considering our non-starchy vegetables, look around that produce section the next time you're at the grocery store. Look at all the colors and variety that's available. So this is just a small start to that list, but consider your greens, bell peppers, broccoli and cauliflower, carrots, tomatoes, zucchini, summer squash, cucumber, mushrooms, onions, and there's plenty more to choose from in this department. You can also meal plan with a strategy to utilize salt-free canned vegetables and frozen vegetables to make things a little bit easier for yourself. The healthy fat that we want to include at each meal can include things like olive oil, avocado oil, and remember we want to see cold pressed or expeller pressed for our healthy fats and our oils. There's also olives, nuts, seeds, nut butters, fatty fish, and avocado. In this section, we obviously want to buy salt-free when we can, but here is a nutrient-dense, list for each of our sections of the plate. So as you're making your grocery list, this can help you get started. If you kind of look at this and think, oh, zucchini sounds great, I haven't had that in a while, you can kind of put that on the non-starchy side of the plate and then start to balance it out. Do we have a starch? Maybe I'll try barley this time, and then maybe I'll roast some salmon to go with it. So it can help you stay conscious and intentional about how you're balancing your plate. When we're stocking our pantry staples, these are the foods that can help ease the meal plan and give you some strategies to kind of quicken things in the kitchen. We all live very busy lives and we want to keep things on hand that help us, be efficient in the kitchen. There are plenty of plant-based oils, nut seeds, and nut butters. I love keeping salt-free canned beans on hand or bags of dried beans, as well as canned diced tomatoes or tomato paste that has no salt added. There's also brown rice and whole grains, whole grain pasta, tortillas, breads, cereals, and oats. We've already learned to check the food label and ideally buy items that don't have any or much added sugar. There are plenty of high quality products out there that we can keep on hand in our own kitchen. There's also low or no sodium broth and stock, herbs and spices, and dried fruits. This can also include dried tomatoes or even canned roasted red peppers, right? There's many ways that we can include produce in our healthy pantry. To supplement this, we want to look at our perishable staples. How are you keeping, your fruits and vegetables, either frozen or fresh? Do we have garlic and onion on hand, eggs, milk, those fresh meats and seafood, yogurt, and even tofu if you've experimented with some whole soy products? So when you get your kitchen set up and you understand the balanced plate you're trying to achieve, you can then get creative with your cooking skills to make it happen. Just some tips to follow while you're at the store. We definitely don't want to shop hungry. Not only is our brain a little bit clouded when our blood sugar is low, but we're also more likely to make more impulse purchases. We want to stick to an organized list and keep those kitchen staples stocked. Keep your eye on the sale, even if you don't need black beans for your meal plan this week. If they're on sale, stock up if you can. And also shop in a specific order, right? Get kind of a path that you like to take through your local grocery store. And for better results, coordinate this order with your grocery list template. And again, always make a list. Include sections, meals planned, and notes. An organized list will help you execute the meal plan, a few days after you've shopped. And I don't know about you, but I have definitely purchased a vegetable and then 2 days later I couldn't remember why. So write down what meals you're thinking, even some prep notes. Like on Sunday, you plan to bulk cook a grain and hard boil some eggs and cook some salmon. Those are going to go to your dinners or lunches for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So the more organized you get and the more you can kind of fall into this list making strategy, the more successful you're going to be with a sustainable and doable meal plan. When you're at the store, pay attention to those sales and compare prices. Like I said, if a kitchen staple is on sale, try to stock up. Avoid buying those extras just for the sale alone if it's not a food that is nutrient dense or on your heart healthy plan. Don't think you have to buy it just because it's on sale. Consider everything we've learned about fiber, fat profiles, salt intake, and added sugar, and decide if that food is something you want to keep on hand. Some budget-friendly ideas that you can think about are to check these sales ahead of time, whether it's in the newspaper, the store publication, or on an app, and this can help you plan a little bit better. You can also buy some of your nutrient-dense or shelf-stable foods in bulk. So you can look at frozen vegetables, dried beans, nuts, or oats. For your best budget results, it is helpful to make food from scratch rather than buying those convenience items. Even when we look at pre-shredded, pre-cut, pre-portioned, these items are convenient, but they do often cost more. So juggle kind of your taste preferences, your health preferences, and your budget needs, and kind of decide where you want to spend, your money. If you do buy convenience foods, consider how you can ramp them up. Maybe you do spend money on a frozen meal that is low in sodium, but then you add your own salt-free beans, extra vegetables, and some diced chicken. You can then take that one meal and kind of amplify it to stretch over 2, 3, or even 4 meals, so you're getting more for your money. Another great budget-friendly tip is to batch cook 1 to 2 times per week and create many meals. If you think about some, seared and roasted chicken where you can maybe cook it in a cast iron skillet, gets nice and brown, and then finish it off in the oven for about 20-25 minutes until it's 165 degrees. Slice up that chicken. Think of all the meals that you could make with that cooked protein. You could do stir fries, wraps, soups and salads, grain bowls, scrambles, or even just kind of an easy, kind of grab and go lunch where you have fresh fruit, you have your chicken, some whole grain crackers, some vegetables, and hummus. So when you batch cook and are prepared ahead of time, it helps not only with your budget, but also your meal execution in the future. Some helpful online tools or apps. There are plenty of, online coupons, grocery and to-do lists, meal planning apps. So these are just a few that you could consider. Strategy is not for everybody. You might be somebody that uses a folder and a printed out list. As long as you're staying aware, intentional, and organized, that's how you can be successful. So if you're interested in online coupons, that Favado is a great app. There's another one called Out of Milk, which is grocery and shopping lists and also to-do lists. So it might help you kind of manage the home in other ways as well. There's an app called Meals Up, where it kind of goes into your grocery planning more so than just the list, and it's shareable with your other devices. There's plenty of grocery delivery services, even locally to Grand Rapids through Meijer and Shipt or Spartan Nash with their Fast Lane. And these typically do come with an app as well. So when you're considering using an app, think about how it could save you time or it might make you feel detached and an app is not for you, and that's okay too. The biggest thing is that you're capitalizing on getting organized, having a plan and a system, and executing it week after week so that you can get the health results that you want. Some people enjoy a meal delivery or planning service to kind of ease some of the burden of doing it all on their own. This is something that has been trending, especially in the last 5 years, and here are a few options you can consider. The great thing about these meal services is that they do have ingredients listed as well as the nutrition facts, so you can check in on the fiber, the sodium, the added sugars, and the fat profiles. The downfall, or what you might be giving up, is that they're typically higher on the budget scale. So this might not be a great fit for you, but something to consider as a tool that you could take advantage of, even if it's just once in a while. There are a few listed here. One is called Sunbasket. There's Sprinly, Hungry Root, Purple Carrot, Green Chef, and HelloFresh. Each of these is just a little bit different, and you can hop online and search each of these and figure out if one might be a good fit. Oftentimes for new users, there might be some coupons or discounts, and I've used them in the past where, again, how can you ramp up what they're sending you? Can you add a can of salt-free white beans to a dish that they've provided all the other ingredients? Or can you increase the protein and vegetables with the grain base that they gave in order to get more meals out of it? So you don't have to use it exactly as they've suggested, but the concept in and of itself can be great for easing a bit of meal planning stress, or if you're somebody who really wants to investigate some new meal cooking and kitchen strategies, this would be a great thing to look into. But again, it comes at the expense of a higher budget, so you really want to balance whether this is a good choice for you or not. So some Heart Smart application tips here. We do want to plan for the balanced plate. We want to keep these quick, healthy carbs on hand. Some of my favorites are the frozen and cooked whole grains. So in your freezer, you can stack baggies with cooked quinoa, cooked brown rice, even lentils, farro, or wild rice, and you can break it on the counter just like a bag of ice and use just as much of that whole grain as you desire. You can also have sweet potatoes, canned and salt-free beans. These are going to provide high fiber carbohydrate options for that 1/4 of the plate. You can also pre-cut high fiber vegetables. So when we're planning for this balanced plate, sometimes the hardest part is filling up that section of non-starchy vegetables. So you could make yourself your own party platter and keep that on hand. Or pre-chop a salad, keeping all of the wet ingredients off of it, but have chopped kale, spinach, broccoli slaw, radishes, and pull from that throughout the week. You can also plan and bulk cook lean proteins. This can help you fill that need for protein on the plate at about 1/4 without cranking the oven on or the grill on every single time. Another HeartSmart application tip for today's topic of really maximizing your grocery system is to make an organized list. You want to create a meal planning home base. This could be a folder or a binder in your kitchen, a printout of recipe or grocery list templates, or this could be something that's digital or online. However it works for you, have a place that you go when it's time to meal plan. You can rely on grocery templates or an app. Either way, we want it to be organized. Separate your grocery list by section of the store. That helps you see, how much do I have in the produce section? Do I need a little more protein this time? Did I get whole grains from the dry goods section? Or is it more processed products? And how can I make a shift? So these grocery templates really help you stay intentional. Then you want to link that grocery list to different meals and prep tasks. This helps you execute the plan smoothly. So try to kind of note when you're cooking something or if something needs to be thawed before a certain day, and keep this within reach in your kitchen throughout the week for the easiest execution so you can build that confidence and kind of roll through the week with your healthy meals. As always, thank you for listening to Eating Smart for Your Heart, and don't hesitate to reach out to schedule an individual consult with a registered dietitian. The number is 616-885-5000.